Hey everybody, I hope you're doing really well. It's your main man Anil coming live from Immunity for the Community podcast once again. How are you all doing? I hope your 2024 is still off to a great start. And as I said on my last PSA, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be going through with you how you can stay on track with your New Year resolutions, how you can break your old negative limiting beliefs and your old negative habits that may now be kicking in as you're trying to go towards your New Year resolutions for weight loss. I'm going to be going through with you a lot of different strategies on how you can achieve the weight loss on the Right Show Story course. This is going to be a lot more of an interactive episode. I'm going to be getting up and demonstrating things and letting you see that everything that you've learned about weight loss up until now, all the limiting beliefs that you had about weight loss, are just beliefs. They can be untrained, unlearned, and can be replaced with positive habits, positive wiring to get yourself to achieve what you want here on the Write Your Own Story course, which is to lose weight. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2024, it's a new year, and I'm sure you're ready to channel your inner Rocky. And like I mentioned on the last podcast, I've tiered up the Write Your Own Story course here for Immunity for the Community. So you have the bronze package at $14.99 a month, you have the silver package at $19.99 a month, and then you have the gold package at $29.99 a month. And I can offer you a 5% discount on the gold package. But the only difference is, like I mentioned, is access to more and more training with me being able to help you even more and being even more of an accountability partner. But the aim of this is to really add value to you so you can see what you're going to get on the Write Your Own Story course, which is an accountability partner, a buddy, somebody who's been through it already and can show you the roadmap to weight loss and to get you out of those negative limiting beliefs. So let's go right in. What are some of the most limiting beliefs that you've had about weight loss and fat up until now? Drop it in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I want you to drop it in the comment section. Drop something in there. What are your most limiting beliefs? It could be anything. Drop it in there, don't mind. Okay, well, let me go through with you the first limiting belief that is about weight loss. If I just fat reduce and spot reduce, I'll be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't spot reduce fat. Fat is something that comes off of all areas of the body. When you're losing weight, you will lose weight from all areas of the body. Now, you may not necessarily see it straight away as you're on the Write Your Own Story course, but this is why we take progress photos. That's exactly why you've seen in the course material, there's a progress photo of me at the beginning and there's a progress photo of me at the end. But along my journey, I took many progress photos month by month by month. And that's what kept me going. That's what kept me encouraged to keep on going. And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do on this course is to understand that you can't spot reduce fat. Fat is going to come off in the right timing, with the right habits, with the right persistence, with your ability to keep on going, with your ability to take setbacks and bounce right back. But except this time now, you're doing that with me to help you. As somebody who's been through those highs and lows, I can be the one to help you bounce back and keep you motivated and keep you encouraged on the goal ahead. So that's the first limiting belief. The second limiting belief is I've always been fat. I was born fat. What can I do to lose weight? Ladies and gentlemen, nobody was born fat. And sometimes you can feel that way because you've always been overweight. And I'm talking from experience here. I actually did not remember when I was in shape. You know, the last time I was skinny was when I was a little baby. So in my head, by the time I was a little kid, let's say 7 years old, 6 years old, I always thought I was born fat. And this carried on over and over again until I was 17. But you have to realize something. You're born as a baby with natural fat. Of course, every baby has healthy natural fat to keep themselves healthy, and of course the parents are going to look after the child. But actual fat, you're not born overweight in that way. It just happens over time through unknown negative patterns that have been run, which is over consuming and then not moving as much or eating the wrong food groups over and over again and then not accordingly moving as much and doing a workout and not having that nutritional knowledge. There was a lot of limiting beliefs and cravings that I had, and that was my biggest one, that I was born fat. Nobody is born overweight. You know, this happens over time and it's not your fault. And this is not me blaming anybody on this podcast. This is to say it might just be you have been accustomed to being overweight for that long, you feel like it's never going to go. Well, I'm going to break that myth for you today. It will go. It will just take persistence and time and working with me, the person who's going to help you to see that everything is just a limiting belief that's been learnt, that's only designed to keep you where you are, not designed to help you to move on, not designed to help you to become more. Up until now, people might have responded to your limiting belief and insulted you or made fun of you. That's not what we're going to do in the Write Your Own Story course either. I do not tolerate any of that. I will not disrespect anybody, and I do not tolerate that on this course. This is for people who are now fed up, good natured people, and they want to move on. And I'm going to help good people because I sure would have been absolutely grateful to have somebody with that experience, and having had a personal trainer myself at the time, that's what it was. So I'm the mentor here. So I'm going to help you to break that limiting belief. And a third limiting belief that people may have about weight loss is, I'll never lose weight. I'll never do it. I just can't do it. We've got to look at this from an eagle eye point of view. If we try to solve any problem in life with the mindset of we would never do it, it would never happen. If you said, I could never do it, I could never get my degree, you wouldn't have gone to college and then, applied to university to get into the course to then get your degree. If you told yourself you could never buy this t-shirt, you would never earn the money to buy this t-shirt. If I told myself I would never run this podcast, I would never have bought the equipment to run this podcast. It's all an entrained belief about something. And again, that ties back to when you have not solved a problem for a long time, that can make you believe that. And I can understand why people feel that way. I can understand, ladies and gentlemen, why you might feel that way, but that's not the case. You will lose weight. It will just take persistence. It will take working with me on the Write Your Own Story course, and it will take rewiring old unserving habits with new serving habits. The feeling that you never lose weight is coming from having never tracked it up until now and identifying with the identity of being overweight. The identity of being overweight is so ingrained in you as a person by the time you are overweight for a long enough time that even after you lose the weight, it's like you're using it against yourself. After I lost all the weight, I still had that identity of I'm overweight. I looked in the mirror, I didn't understand who I was, I didn't recognize myself. I was skinny. And I was using that story of I was an overweight guy, I'm going to be overweight to pressurize myself and to, and to beat myself up about it. The identity has to change. We have to change the identity from I'm always going to be overweight to I'm not at my right weight right now, but I'm working towards my ideal body. That's what we're going to do on the Write Your Own Story course. And another limiting belief that people have is that if I starve myself, I'll lose even more weight. When you starve yourself, you hold on to the weight even more. And the reason why is because the body is designed to make you survive. The minute the body gets the signal that you are not eating enough food, it may burn some weight, but typically your body's going to hold on to even more fat when it doesn't have food. So what you might think of doing is you might think, well, if I skip breakfast, I'll start losing lots of weight. You'll skip breakfast and you will hold on to the weight even more because what you're doing when you break having breakfast is you are breaking a fast from your last meal. On the Write Your Own Story course, I recommend frequent meals every 2 to 3 hours, purely for that reason to keep your body in healthy calorie in healthy calorific intake. Because if you have your late night Weetabix or bran flakes at 8 to 8:30, as you see on the Write Your Own Story course, and then you wake up at 7 in the morning, naturally you're going to be hungry and ready for your first bowl of oats. If you skip that bowl of oats, your body then doesn't have the energy required to then digest what was yesterday and let it out, and then your digestion process slows down. So ultimately, it means you hold on to the weight even more. So in starving yourself, you actually gain even more weight. You know, ever since human beings were in the caveman times, the most overweight person would survive, and sometimes that is actually the reason why people overeat. It's because they feel like the food is going to run out. And even in those times when people would starve, they were holding on to weight when you would hold on to weight if you went that long of a time without eating. So there's no sense in doing that. It's understandable to think why that would work, but it doesn't actually work in practice. I've done it myself, and I can tell you I gained 3 pounds doing that. And yeah, and I'll go through the last one, which I alluded to, which is, I always feel like I need to eat because, if I eat, then, you know, I'll stay full, overeating to stay full. Again, like I mentioned, that comes from the Neanderthal times where the most overweight man would survive. And the most overweight man would survive by overeating while everybody else would perish. And that, at a deep level in a lot of human beings, kind of went into sort of the that wiring of why we get cravings. It explains a lot as to why I used to get cravings. I had that feeling of I always had to eat, and that was the dopamine rush of having ate it before. And that is a trained habit as well. It may have just been many times over and over again, and you've not noticed these things. But we're going to start going through the practices now. So I'm going to go through with you, and I want you to close your eyes. I'm not going to close my eyes, but I want you to close your eyes and understand. So I want you to see your present self, and I want you to see how you're getting on in your weight loss. I want you to see what habits you are doing right now in your lifestyle. I want you to see what habits you're running, what kind of food groups you're eating, what kind of drinks you're drinking, and what kind of daily habits you have. I want you to think about that. And then I want you to think about what that's got you up until now. What has that accomplished for you up until now in your weight loss journey? Has it made you feel unfulfilled? Has it made you feel that you've fallen short? Do you feel regret that you haven't lost weight up until now? Do you feel sad about yourself that you haven't lost weight up until now? Has it made you not love yourself? I want you to really think about that and feel it. And I want you to feel it. Don't think about it so much, just feel it. Feel those emotions. And then I want you to think about the kind of body that you would want. I want you to think about what you'd be eating when you have the body you want. I want you to think about how healthy you'd be when you have the body you want. I want you to think about the feel good endorphins, how you love yourself, how you show up, how you keep getting more and more energy. I want you to really think about that. I want you to really, really feel the good energy from being in shape. I want you to visualize that you are there now. Then I want you to see this old picture of yourself, of how you are. I want you to see two options now. I want you to visualize that currently you're in the fork in the road. You're in the left fork of the road. And that is the road to even more failure in your weight loss journey. They want you to visualize the right fork in the road, which is the journey of success in your weight loss journey on the Right Road Story course. And on that journey, I want you to realize now the fork in the road has come. You've carried on this journey. And using your experience now, you can see that carrying on this pattern will only manifest more and more of it. There's been no changes, there's been no millimeter changes, there's been no real changes to what you're going to do differently. I want you to see that staying this way isn't going to help you to lose weight. Continuing to eat the wrong foods, continuing to give into the cravings, continuing to not work out, and to then be sad about everything and be sad about yourself and to beat yourself up is not going to help you. And then I want you to see this right fork in the road. I want you to see that it all starts from the inner game. And now we're going to this right fork in the road. We're going to help you to unpack what it is that made you wired that way. Now I want you to think about why is it that you get stressed and then you want to eat. I want you to think about that. Now I want you to think about when did your craving start for junk food. I want you to think about a specific situation. If it's a bit too personal, you don't have to go into it, but I want you to think about it because in taking down these anchors, you will finally break free of the negative self-talk. Maybe somebody insulted you about your weight. It made you down on yourself, and then you ate even more in trying to push down your feelings and to prove them wrong. Maybe you went through a difficult situation. Maybe you went through a trauma that led you to eat and eat and eat and do that to feel and fill that void inside yourself and to dampen your emotions. Maybe you were written off as a person. You went for a goal, it didn't work out, people laughed at you, you were embarrassed, and you hid away, you kept to yourself, and you became a recluse and you ate to deal with those emotions. Maybe you felt isolated. Maybe you felt unfulfilled. Any one of these things could be true. But now I want you to see that all of those habits you took on to eat to deal with the stress, to eat because of what somebody told you, of what some situation made you feel like, isn't going to serve you anymore. And understand, as a human being, everybody has tough times, but tough times don't last. Strong people do. And you're a strong person. You're not the person you were then. The person you were then didn't know how to deal with it, didn't have the right people around them, and didn't have an encouraging person like me in their corner. And I've been there. I didn't have an encouraging person in my life at that time. Now I want you to see you talking to me, your accountability buddy, somebody that you can confide in, even your friend. I want you to see that, how you're unpacking it, and how I'm giving you the mindfulness techniques to overcome all those limiting beliefs. Now I want you to see that old picture of you eating the wrong food. Now I want you to see me on the call giving you the diet plan that will lead you to success. And I want you to see the difference. Old food, overweight. New food, in shape. And now I want you to go, whoosh! I want you to see that beautiful positive picture overtaking the negative one. I want you to see it again. I want you to see yourself in shape, eating healthy, feeling happy, feeling full of love. I want you to see the negative picture, sad, depressed, eating junk food, in the wrong habits. Whoosh! Positive picture overtaking again. I want you to see even more brighter this time. Me helping you out. Me helping you on the Right On Story course, the weight loss course, the bronze package. You starting off as a beginner. Me encouraging you. You showing up to the workout. You getting in shape. You weighing in healthier. You eating good. Whoosh! And I want you to see it again vividly. I want you to see that positive, healthy picture of you and your physical body, you being happy with yourself, you loving yourself, you accepting yourself, you feel vibrant, you look amazing, you feel great, you love yourself. I want you to see that picture, whoosh! And now, lastly, I want you to see that old picture disappearing away. It's no longer who you were. You are now the inner Rocky of your own story. You're inspired by me, the coach, how I channeled my inner Rocky. Now you've channeled your inner hero, whoever that may be. I want you to see that picture of you happy, in shape, whoosh! Now I want you to wake up. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that was a beautiful demonstration. Now I'm going to share with you one of the limiting beliefs I had about boxing was that I'm not a good boxer and that I don't know how to fight and that this could endanger me. And what can I do? How am I going to defend myself? Well, thanks to training from my coach, I've learned how to box and I'll show you. It's all a trained habit, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at how I'm flowing. If I didn't seek out the help of my personal trainer and coach to help me to box to learn self defense, I would have still felt scared to defend myself. This is something that I've done so that I can look after my family in the future. And this course is something that you can do to look after yourself in the present. This is to show you that everybody has vulnerability, but here on the Right Your Own Story course, we work on that to help you turn that into your strength. Look at that vision board. Anything is possible on the Right Your Own Story course. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. As I say, everybody, channel you in a Rocky. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Lori to all of my Indians out there. Happy Lori. Bye now.